Hey Geek, so this is going to be a pretty special episode for me because this is the first time that I've ever been able to participate in the 50% off Barnes & Noble's Criterion sale, but it's also the first time that I've ever purchased Criterion movies because, to be honest with you, they are pretty expensive. You're looking at around $40 for the Blu-rays and around $50 for their 4Ks, and so a lot of people wait for these sales. And, well, I had to do the same thing because honestly, I had to save up my money for this because I knew this sale was coming around the July period. And I think there's like multiple Barnes & Noble sales throughout the year, and then Criterion has their own sales as well. So on this video, I'm going to be going over my Blu-ray Criterion collection buys because some of my 4K orders, I'm still waiting for them to come in the mail. So let's go ahead and start this off with my favorite John Hughes films, and this is honestly one of my favorite films of all time, and that movie is The Breakfast Club with the Rat Pack. Absolutely love this film, and I already own this one in normal Blu-ray, but once I saw that there is a Criterion edition, I had to get this one. This is currently the definitive edition, and at the time of this video, it's only available on Blu-ray. So that is the first one and a very special movie for me. And then the second one is one that I also really enjoyed, and this was surprising. And this movie is The Game with Michael Douglas. And why this one is surprising is because, well, first and foremost, this is a David Fincher film. And secondly, it was a movie that I was not expecting, and I was not expecting to enjoy it as much as I did. So if you've not seen this movie, I would say definitely watch it. It is one of David Fincher's best movies. And so this one, well, is one that I did like, but the main reason why I got this is mainly for the people involved. So this movie is Moonstruck. This is a rom-com, very famous, and this is the most famous role that Cher has been in. She's not been in many movies because she is known for being a singer, but this is her most famous movie. But the other big reason why I got this is because, well, it has Nicolas Cage, and honestly, I love Nicolas Cage. He's probably going to be one of my favorite actors of all time. He's always going to be my top 5. He's done so many movies, but this one is really, really memorable, and it got a lot of praise whenever it was released, and it's still a really good movie up to this day. And this next movie was such a joy to watch. This also involves a singer, but this is an actor portraying this famous singer, and that movie is Labamba. And this is Lou Diamond Phillips' most famous role, but it's also a really, really great film. In a lot of ways, it is a retelling in a lot of ways of this real life person and his tragic events along with Buddy Holly. But it is just a really solid film, not only of somebody coming from nothing to become famous, but also of a family, you know, trying to get to grips with the American dream and just everything that happens around it. Also this whole dynamic of a family. So I really, really thoroughly enjoy La Bamba. And then this one is one of those sci-fi classics that's just really out there, but it kind of set the precedent for this director, and that movie is Brazil. Brazil is just one of those movies that's so different and so unique. And the director, Terry Gilliam, he is known for that. And it has been many years since I've seen this. This is kind of like a future where it's controlled by a government, if I remember correctly, but there's also fantasy elements. And the whole settings and everything, it kind of fit the whole 80s vibe, the whole Blade Runner vibe. But it's really its own thing. And out of all of Terry Gilliam's movie, this one is my favorite. And I had to get this on Criterion, and currently it is only available on Blu-ray, so this is the best version of this film. And then this next movie I've never seen before, but it is from a director that is one of the best directors ever, and that film is The Last Temptation of Christ from director Martin Scorsese. I did not know that it was done by him. I remember hearing about this movie a long time ago and the controversy, but I just for some reason forgot this is a Martin Scorsese film. It does have Willem Dafoe playing Jesus, and this movie, as far as I understand, is not really a word for word or beat to beat of what's in the Bible. It is a retelling, but showing it from the human side of Jesus. And so I really look forward to watching this because it is a Scorsese film, but also Willem Dafoe's in this. And from everything that I heard, this is a really fantastic film. And this one is also a blind buy. I've never seen this one, but I have heard a lot about this in terms of how good it is and how, I guess you would say, important it is in terms of Russian cinema. And that movie is Stalker. And the director, I think, is Andrei Tarkovsky. I'm not really familiar with him, but I've heard so many good things about this. But honestly, I really don't know much about this except for the fact that it is a Russian film and it has sci-fi elements. So I definitely look forward to seeing this and finding what all the hype is about. And this next one, well, this is one that I almost definitely had to pick up no matter what. And that movie is Godzilla or Gojira, the original from the 1950s from Toho. This one is really special. It is in the original black and white, and this is the very first introduction of the world to Godzilla, King of the Monsters. And this one is a Criterion edition, so it's going to be loaded with a lot of special features. And this is currently only in Blu-ray, but this one that I absolutely had to pick up, and I cannot wait to pick up Godzilla -1 as well to complement the original Godzilla. And then this last one is also a very, very famous Japanese film, and one that I always wanted, but honestly, I've never seen this one before, and I'm not sure why I haven't seen it. And that one is Seven Samurai from Akira Kurosawa. And this one is definitely a very, very famous, probably most famous film out of Japan, but it's also one that a lot of film creators, directors laud this as being one of the greatest films of all time. It is in black and white, and it came from 1954, so around the same time as Godzilla. So I'm definitely happy to have this now in my collection. All right, so this very first Criterion haul is a pretty big one for me. And so we have The Game, Moonstruck, Brazil, The Breakfast Club, The Last Temptation of Christ, Stalker, Labamba, and then these last two I have Seven Samurai, and finally I have Godzilla or Gojira. This is definitely a huge but really awesome Blu-ray haul for me for the Criterion collection. And as I stated earlier, I also got some 4Ks, and I'll make another video on that once I get all my 4Ks in. But I am super happy to have these. These are 9 different Blu-rays, and for being my first one, I'm really glad that I was able to get pretty much everything that I wanted and then some. And I look forward to the next Criterion collection sale, and I'm gonna make a list and start saving my money now for this. So if you actually had any thoughts on this, be sure to leave in the comments area below. And if you did want to support my channel and get these, I will leave affiliate links in the description area below. Hey geeks, if you are a brand new creator and you simply want something easy to get you started, well, I got something for you with my Creator Starter Kit. This is a super simple step-by-step guide that's going to take you from having no channel to developing your very first YouTube channel, along with ideas, thumbnail designs, and other creator tips, including marketing. And the best part is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and get started creating.